we listen with our eyes here. And I began to realize at a very young age that oftentimes when I was talking to people, what they were telling me just wasn't matching what their bodies were saying. And so I became a student of nonverbal intelligence. I use that now in my practice. And to come full circle in terms of an absolute disruptor, not only are we using nonverbal intelligence in qualitative research, nobody's really doing that. But now we're using your product, AI, to back me up. And the title of our blog was Fault Tolerant Qualitative Research, meaning we wear a belt and suspenders to keep our pants up because we're ultra careful about what people are telling us. And it really worked out, frankly, better than I thought it would. It was astounding, really. And now we have an opportunity to do it again. We're warming up with another client to do this on an international basis. This is going to sound super self-serving because, you know, you're interviewing me about a lot of good topics, but the last study we did that involved AI was one of the more astounding things I've seen. And let me tell you why. You know, we had a client that was very interested in understanding the technical professionals that comprised their constituents. And these professionals were oftentimes considered rational and linear in their thinking. They don't emote. It's just speeds and feeds, and that's it. And we busted that myth, very clearly, very demonstrably, when we interviewed, a series of these folks in a facility, and I was interviewing them face to face. I had a full view of their entire body, but in the observation room was a highly trained videographer shooting high-res camera right on the face of the individual. So now I'm tracking the full body, and we have the face, being shot, and we're asking these respondents fairly provocative questions. And we saw a lot of emotions that were consistent with what their body was saying. So we felt, wow, these guys are leveling with us. We saw a lot of really high engagement measured by interest and attention. Okay, well, that told us that our questions were engaging. But we did see major contradictions. We were able to capture them on video, like moments of contempt, which is an asymmetrical smile, or moments of pressed lips, which is a highly reliable indicator of stress. And we were able to track that emotion longitudinally with verbatim transcripts so that we could pinpoint what it was that was causing that emotion. And I don't know, Ritu, that's pretty powerful. What I learned from that was that your tool is far better than me. And it caught things that I missed. Now, why is that? Well, I'm asking the questions, right? I'm formulating probes, and I'm better than the average bear at doing all this at once, but AI was super accurate. There were instances where we noticed aberrations in the data. You got to talk about that. We didn't see any of these so-called hallucinations, but we did see instances of disengagement, but that had to do more with the interview setup, really. And we did this in person and on video. And some people on video had two cameras, so they looked away. And of course, your machine is not going to register anything when they look away, right? So we planned it carefully. You guys send us more information than we could ever possibly use. But the information at the top of the iceberg was phenomenal. And it's the future of qualitative research. I think it has to be. It's so powerful.
Eureka by TheLightBulb.ai, the Insights Podcast.